welcome to my channel, Haylee Marie Vintage. Today I'm going to be showing you some of my favorite local purchases from before all the shops closed here in Seattle. I just wanted to speak about local shops that I love because right now is a really important time to support your local small businesses. So I wanted to support my favorite local small businesses by sharing them with you guys. And I'd love to hear what your favorite local businesses are down in the comments, so we can all kind of check them out and support each other and support those local businesses that are really hurting right now. So I'm going to start out with my one craft supply from this. So actually I ordered this. This is from Drygoods Design. They're a shop that I really love down in Pioneer Square in Seattle. That's kind of a more touristy area here. So I bought this and it was really great because it's a no contact delivery in Seattle from them. So I just opened my door and it was hanging there on the knob in this cute little bag. And then you opened the bag and they had, for me, my fabric packaged really cutely. There was also a little pixie stick, but I already ate that. And then this is a fabric I was eyeing. This is another Rifle Paper Co. fabric. I hauled a few in my last video. This is another one. I'd been eyeing it and I knew I was going to buy it eventually. And even though it was probably a little more expensive at Drygoods Design than I could have gotten it elsewhere, I really want to support them through this time. So I got 4¼ yards, I believe, of this, which will be perfect for a dress and it'll be so cute. And I'm really excited about this, and I think the way they did the delivery in Seattle was like just a really nice touch. Like, it was a really pleasant surprise and like added something to my day. So if you live in Seattle, I definitely recommend their contactless, like, same-day delivery or whatever it is. And then if you don't live in Seattle, they are still shipping. So if you see any fabrics that you like, they also have notions and stuff, especially if you want to support a local craft shop instead of like the big box ones that like Michael's and Joann's that are honestly practicing some pretty questionable things right now. You can definitely support these mom and pop craft shops instead. And that's true for mask making supplies as well. Next up, I guess I'll talk about Trove. So Trove is one of my favorite boutiques in Seattle. It's a vintage boutique. It's in Ballard. It's run by one lady, but there's two ladies who work there and they're both really lovely. I love stopping in. I usually sell and I'll talk to them, and just, I don't know, we'll just chat about vintage because we all like vintage. But I picked up this really cute hat last time I was there, last time I was in. I want to say it was 2 weeks before the shutting of shops order in Seattle, but I'm not sure. Timelines right now are really crazy. But I picked up this really cute hat. I believe they have a second one kind of like it for sale still. If you check out their Instagram, I will link actually the Instagrams of all these shops down below, as well as if they have websites or Etsy's or how they sell through. Trove sells on both their Instagram as well as on Etsy. So you can check them out there and they do a really beautiful job. They're really like girly and floral, and I really love like how like girly their stuff is. They like really have that girly vintage vibe. That's also like a little bit elevated and a little bit maybe like older, and more sophisticated. So I really like their shop. Here's the hat that I bought. I picked up, I think, 4 things there. Oh, I forgot a purse, so I'll have to run and grab that. But they do a really cute job, even when in shop, like packaging things up. So they like packaged the necklace all nice in here. And then this is the necklace itself. I just thought this was really pretty and unique. I hadn't really seen anything like it. And so I decided to pick that up. Before all these shops closed, I went into them with the intention of spending money, knowing that they would probably be closed and weathered out during this hard time. But I have to go grab the purse real quick. Cool. Okay, I got it. We're all good. So I picked up this purse there. This is a really beautiful beaded bag that's also embroidered, so it's kind of like the best of both worlds. So I was super pumped to pick this guy up. Their bags are pretty reasonably priced. Actually, I find their boutique to be overall fairly reasonably priced. You can get a lot of things for under $100 there. Their accessories are usually under 50. They maybe have like the occasional hat that'll come in from like the 30s that they'll charge a little higher than that. And dresses, if they get in those really beautiful 1950s dresses that are normally priced at above 100, it will be priced at above 100. But generally I find them really reasonable. I've gotten some really beautiful like 40s suits there for I think even under 100 if there's like a little bit of damage on them, which never bothers me. But I highly recommend them. And the last thing I got there is this. This is, so they really don't do modern vintage very much. They really stay 70s and prior to that. But this is a pair of 90s. They're actually a gaucho. Wow, I'm just like covering my face. I was really shocked. I went to try these on and I was like, oh, I love this skirt. I love this detail. It feels very like masculine, which is funny since I said they're a very feminine shop. But I tried it on and I put both my feet through one leg and I was like, this feels wrong because this should not be restricting my hips this much. And then I figured out they were a pair of pants, and that was so exciting because I don't own actually a single thing of vintage pants. So this is exciting because it'll function as pants, but it'll look like a skirt, and I'm very excited about that. The next shop that I'm going to talk about is called Lucky's. Lucky's has 2 locations here in Seattle. I think it's Lucky Drygoods and Ballard, which is my favorite of their 2 shops. It's a little bit more upscale, and it is a little bit more like 50s, 60s, and 40s focused. And then they also have a shop in the U District called just Lucky's, I believe, and that shop is a little bit, like, there's a little bit more modern vintage in it. There's more 80s, there's more 70s, and there's things in like a little bit less great condition that are from the 50s. I do really like that shop because it does run cheaper. Because it's in the University District, they know who they're catering to, so they tend to have more like kind of like fun wild party outfits or like just like wild vintage in general. And that is the location I went to this time because I was selling. Ballard is the one that I go to if I'm shopping. But again, this I went to a few weeks. I went right when I went to Trove, so a few weeks before everything shut down. The first thing I got there was this beautiful beaded sweater. Hopefully you can see that. It's fully lined, has little pearl buttons, and then it has the beading. I did not have like just like a black cardigan. I have the black cardigan with the white flowers on it, but I wanted just like an all black cardigan for when I need a black cardigan. So I picked this up and I was super excited. I think this was $36, and it's super cute and I was very excited. Next thing that I picked up there was this petticoat. I'm pretty picky about my petticoats. So I don't wear the ones that are super fluffy. I can't. I can't deal with that much fabric, and I also don't like how like stiff it is. I only own nylon petticoats, so I own a black nylon petticoat and another white one, and then this will be another white one that's a little bit different and a little bit less poofy than the other white one. I can't stand the crinoline feeling, and I know that you can put like a slip under your crinoline skirt, but I can't do it. It freaks me out. This was $24. And it's a 50s petticoat, has a cute little bow here. This one I won't be trying on for you guys, unless I can think of something to put it under right now. But I bought this for some of the skirts that I'm going to make that are going to be a little sheer, so there's like kind of a nice petticoat under it. But I was very excited about this because I rarely find the super nice nylon petticoats that I like. So when I do, I grab them. This last thing I got, I really didn't need, but it was so pretty. This is a 1960s like burgundy red coat, and it's so pretty. It's in great condition. They sold it to me with an as is, and I have like checked this thing so many times and I have not found anything wrong with it. I was like, I don't need another coat, and then I put it on, and the person I was with, he was like, you have to get that coat, and I was like, I know, and I really don't need another coat because I own a lot of vintage coats and I own a lot of modern coats. I mean, I live somewhere like fairly cold, but even though I live in Seattle now, I'm from Denver, and Denver is way colder than Seattle, so I have just like an excessive amount of coats for where I live. But this was just so pretty. It has really beautiful, I don't think they're glass buttons, but they look like they're glass. Maybe that could be the as is because they're like a little like speckled. Like they just like look old, but I mean it's vintage. This coat is what, like 60 years old? Like of course it's gonna look a little bit like not perfect. And then the only other thing that I could think the as is is there's like threads coming out of the pockets, but it's literally just because whoever wore this didn't wear it enough to get like the threads that keep the pockets sewn closed all the way off. But yeah, this is just beautiful. I'm so excited to own this and add this to my vintage coat collection. So that is it for this video. I would definitely encourage you to check those shops out. And again, if you have any favorite local shops that you're worried about during this time, I'd love to see them in the description and go check them out for myself. I'm really fortunate right now and my job is not at risk. So when I get in my stimulus check, I'm going to use it as a stimulus check for the small businesses that I really love. So I'm going to buy gift cards, or if they have things in stock that I want, I'm going to make sure that that money kind of goes out to them, because I'm really in a fortunate place where I have savings and I don't need that money. So if you're in a similar position, I would super encourage you to spend those stimulus checks. If you're not, and if your job is at risk or you don't have enough saved to get through, the 3 or 6 months of expenses, like definitely save that check. But if you're really, really fortunate like I am, I would encourage you to really think about where you're spending that money and make sure it's with local businesses that you want to still be open after this, because the reality is a lot of small businesses are going to close and it's going to be really sad. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I upload every Friday, so definitely stay tuned. I have lots of fun videos planned for you guys. Hopefully some good distractions as we all get through this together. Stay safe and healthy out there. I will see you next time. Hold up.